to Rad BMX Builds. On this episode, I have a surprise for you, something a little bit different. Today, we just took delivery of the brand new Zooz 1100 bike. This is an electric bike, and it came to me from Zooz to show to you a full customized version of what you can do to one of their bikes. This is one of the coolest BMX style electric bikes on the market today, and I can't be more excited than to partner up with Zooz to build this bike for them. So let's take a look at this bike, get it out of this box, pull it out, get it put together, and see what it's all about. Alright, as you can see now, we got the bike out of the box. All I've done is taken the packaging off it, so let's go over it and see what we got. Beautiful chrome frame. Looks like a 1 1/8 threadless stem. Some standard BMX parts that I see, some bars, BMX flanged grips, BMX style forks with front disc brake obviously. Chrome frame twin top tube, which houses the battery under here and a beautiful seat. The materials are real nice on the seat. You can see the chrome frame come down, the motor, very minimal for an electric bike. And it comes with these really cool Maxxis hookworm tires, which are really cool. This just looks like it would be a BMX bike that someone threw a banana seat on. Does not look like your standard electric bikes, which we happen to have a few of. My wife's Beach Cruiser, my Rad Power bikes, electric bike. All the electric bikes are kind of funky looking. But this thing right here, this bike is pretty rad. And we're gonna go crazy with it, modify it, customize it to look like one rad BMX bike. So we have parts currently already here and a few that we're waiting on that are having to come from Australia. I believe they've landed in Los Angeles, but they're not here today. Hopefully I get them early in the week, and by midweek, next weekend maybe, by the time you see this video, I'm out riding it for sure. But we'll have this bike together in a few more minutes. Let's go ahead and set you up and get the bike assembled and give you a view of that. Alright, it took me about 10 minutes to put this bike together. Very simple, only a few tools required. Pedal wrench, crescent wrench, Allen wrench, not a crescent wrench, 5/8 wrench, and that's about it. Just had to put on the front wheel, the bars, and the pedals. Everything else was already assembled. Should be real easy if you don't have much knowledge on how to put bikes together. But I'm just going to give you a quick overview, and then we're going to get this thing outside once the battery charges, take it for a ride, and I'll give you a really good overview where we can actually see it a bit better. But as you can see, this one was optioned out with the lower bars. There's an option for higher bars. And I knew that getting this bike that I was going to buy bars anyway, which I already have, and they're in the shop back there. So I was fine with it coming with the lower bars, knowing I was going to swap them out. And it comes with, like I said, the cool Maxxis hookworm tires, which I'm probably just going to leave because those are cool tires. Hydraulic disc brakes. Throttle is a button you push down versus a twist. So you can change out the grips to whatever you want. And I am going to be swapping out these grips with some other ones. Stem is your standard 1 1/8 4-bolt stem. And I'm going to be swapping that out with a custom stem as well. Super cool seat. Probably fit 2 on there, no problem. If you wanted to ride someone around with you, throw some pegs on. Overall, the look of it's very BMX frame, and I really like that. It's what really attracted me to this company, and that and the performance and quality of these bikes. Came with some VP 565 pedals, platform in chrome, which are really nice looking pedals, and you can leave those. I am doing some custom pedals, which I have, and I'll be swapping those out. And so where we're at now is the bike is together, but I need to charge it up. They recommend you fully charge the battery before getting it out on the road. So give me a little bit to get it charged up, get everything tightened down. Then we're going to take this thing outside and see what it's made of. All right, here we are out on the beach, Newport Beach, California, and I'm going to give you a breakdown of the new Zooz or Urban Ultralight 1100. This bike came to me yesterday. I took it out of the box, put it together, waited till this morning to make a video, and because I want to share with you what a rad BMX electric bike is all about. This bike has power, speed, torque, good BMX vibes and roots, and I can't wait to get into this bike and customize it with my touch. But I want to give you what it looks like stock, how you would get it out of the box. So let's go ahead and take a look at it, go over what it came with, and then I will briefly talk about what I'm going to do to it. So without further... All right, beautiful chrome bike. I kind of went over it a little bit earlier, but you can see it out here in the wild. You got some BMX grips, BMX style bars, BMX style stem, BMX style forks, kind of BMX style frame top tube, kind of reminds me of a Torker or a Haro. So you can kind of see that it has all those roots of BMX on it. And that's something I really like about this bike. The seat, even though it looks off, it looks long, it is super comfortable, very practical. And honestly, I put some thought into this seat, and after I've done that and rode it a little bit, I'm actually in love with it. Up underneath there, it has a tail light, which is kind of cool. Disc brakes, this is the motor, and it comes with 24 by 2.5 Maxxis hookworm tires, which are cool tires, very sticky, very good grip on them. Does come with a kickstand. This kickstand is adjustable. Right now it's in its regular leaning to the left mode. You can push this in and raise the bike up, and they call that display mode, so you can have it more upright. But I don't want to do that. I want to fall over right now while I'm talking about it. But it does come with, looks like a 2-piece crank. Nice aluminum, shiny, VP 565 polished pedals, which are pretty good pedals for this. Overall, this just has a chromed out, subdued look. And there's the battery down here. Pretty cool to put decals or something on if you wanted to do that. You can see the stem. So quickly, that's the down and dirty about this bike. Some of the things I'm going to do to it are bars, like I already talked about, stem, pads, donuts, decals, whole new crankset, new pedals, probably a chain. Gonna do some stuff to the wheels. Gonna keep that a secret because I'm still working on that. And maybe a few other little mods that's good to have on a bike at the beach. So keep that in mind. And I can't wait for you to see how this turns out, so make sure you stay tuned. Leave a comment below what you think about this bike so far. I absolutely love it. It rips. Yesterday I took it down the street, got up to 30 miles an hour, no pedaling, just with the throttle. And for an electric bike, that's quick. It got to that speed in no time. I have a couple electric bikes, and this one, by far, leaps and bounds, instantly took the lead out of my favorites. Kind of want to sell my other one now because this one, it's rad. Look, BMX, it's awesome to ride. It's fun, it looks good, and I'm gonna make it look even better by personalizing it. And that's the point that I want to get across to a lot of you, is you can get these bikes and you can customize them and have them look like you would your BMX bikes, and customize them however you would have done those. And also, it's very lightweight. So let me turn this bike around and you can get a better look at this side of it in the sun. All right, here it is. It's got a real stealth appearance to it. Doesn't even really look like an electric bike, except for the seat gives it away a little bit. But it has a really cool look to it. I really like this bike. So if you can get your hands on one of these, I'm gonna leave a link below, and that link will get you $100 off. So make sure you use that link. It's an affiliate link and it helps me out as well if you want one. All right, so that's what it looks like. Let's see what it rides like. Little power button down here, turn it on. Got your display, turn that on. Battery's fully charged. You can change the speeds of the gearing if you want. I like to go fast, so we'll put it at 5. Your throttle is right here, thumb throttle. So I'm gonna have to hold this camera with my left hand. And there we go. Really good acceleration, nice and fast. Excellent braking, good disc brakes. Trying to do all this one-handed. All right, very stable bike, very quick, lots of torque, good looking bike, gets a lot of looks. Motor makes a little noise on initial acceleration, but smooths out. I've seen that in other videos where they talked about that, but the noise doesn't bother me at all. Overall, it's the ride that matters, and how it turns, handles, feels, takes bumps, all of these things. This bike seems to be very well made, very solid, very happy with it. Here's some of the parts I'm going to be using on this bike. Haven't decided on these, probably red. Got some 4-piece bars, decals. You can see that we're going to use some Eddie Van Halen pads and donuts here. A dyno plate, having some decals made for it. A rad stem and some Odyssey pedals. And these are just a few of the parts. We're waiting on several parts to come in. Some of them are from Australia. I believe they've landed in Los Angeles, but it usually takes about a week for them to get through customs and get here. So we're gonna keep riding this bike as is, and then do the build all at once instead of piecemealing it together waiting for parts. So there it is again. Cool bike, love it. I cannot wait to dig into it and customize it. But quick glimpse at some of the parts, waiting for the rest to arrive. And we're gonna give this bike a well-deserved personalization, which anybody can do. This is just bolt-on stuff. And if you get one of these bikes, I recommend you go full BMX with it, personalize it, and make it your own like I'm gonna do with this one. I hope you guys enjoy this build. Okay, we are now complete with the custom build of this Zooz electric bike. It has been a fantastic build, real easy to work on, and I really appreciate the opportunity that Zooz has given me to highlight such an awesome bike. So what I want to do is take a moment with you, go over some of the details and customization that I did to this bike to make it a little bit more unique. I want you to know it's easy to be customizable, and that I think everyone should make their Zooz bike their own by doing something that you would like to do to make it more custom for you. So without further ado, let's go over the customization that I did at Rad BMX Builds to get this bike to stand out from all the others out here on the beach in Southern California. Okay, first things first, I went ahead and swapped out the grips. These are Haro BMX grips with ODI bar end caps and donut and pad set by Flight. You can get those online, and I added a cell phone holder as well, as you can see. And I added some slip-on over the lever covers to add a little bit more color there. Come around, and you can see I added an old school Dyno BMX number plate. Tie in some of those colors. And on the front, on the wheel, you can see that I've added spoke covers in red and white, and some dice valve stem caps. I've also blacked out the logos on the tires because the colors were a little bit distracting with the theme I had on this bike. As we move back a little bit on the bike, you can see that I had a good friend of mine make some custom Zooz bikes decals in red. I added one of my company logo decals to the battery under the seat. Again, you see another one of the Van Halen tribute Flight BMX pads to the down tube. And I added a set of red anodized BMX crankset to the bike with red anodized BMX bear trap style pedals. And on the back, the same theme with the wheels. I added these spoke covers and valve stem cap. So those are some of the highlights of what I've done on the bike. As you can tell, it really added some color to it, a lot of pop, and I think it looks really good in the red, white, and black. So it is a gorgeous bike to begin with in chrome and black, but it needed some color, and I thought that the red and white rock and roll from the 80s was very fitting for this bike. And this bike gets a lot of attention on the beach, a lot of compliments, a lot of questions on where do I get that bike. And if you're curious as well, there's a link below where you can get this bike at discount. By clicking on that link, you can get $100 off and get yourself one of these bikes. And I highly recommend it. This is one of the baddest electric bikes out there. You will not be disappointed in this bike whatsoever. It has been a lot of fun. It's fast, torquey, lightweight, rides like a BMX bike, and I thoroughly love it. I also added, I missed it here earlier, but I added a different stem, as you can see, and it is red anodized in color. The sun's not doing it. There we go. A little bit more in the sun. It's a fantastic upgrade, and I also added some chrome 4-piece taller bars to it as well. So lots of customization available for this bike. Many BMX bolt-on parts are interchangeable with what came on it, so I think that you will really like it. So if you're into electric bikes, you're into BMX bikes, this is a perfect example of something you could do to get that bike personalized and enjoyable for the beach, for anywhere that you live, if you want to stand out. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. And please subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000. I think I'd like to do a giveaway to one of my subscribers when we hit 1,000. So make sure you subscribe to this channel. And we will be posting videos weekly, so stay tuned for the next video. And as always, stay rad.